Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks, guys.
yep. That's a guess. I mean, I'm assuming that's today's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw 25 warm up. I didn't see him on the roster or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never.
I'll be all the way back here sitting by myself.
I always got room for you, Riley. If that means you're singing and I'm not, then I always have room for you.
Always had. There's a fan. Okay, there's not a fan. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, that's warm.
Wait, there's a fan here. My dad is sure. Mosquitoes. Me too.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to McDonald Stadium, home of the El Dorado Broncos, as El Dorado tonight will take on the Hayes Larks. Good evening, everyone. Kurt Caden with you for Game 3 of this 3-game series between the Larks and the Broncos. Nice to have you tuned in. We got the stream going a little early for you, and we are ready to get going here with another night of exciting Jayhawk League baseball. Let's take a look at the lineups in the field for the Broncos and the batting order for the Hayes Larks. We'll start with Hayes, the visitors, and their batting order looks like this. Trey Ochoa will lead off. Clayton Raspberry bats second. Jacob Boston is the designated hitter, batting third. Batting fourth is Colin Simpson, the catcher. He had the big 2-run pinch hit home run last night that propelled the Larks to a nice come-from-behind victory. Alex Weiss, last night at third base, tonight at first. He'll bat fifth. Clayton Harp will bat sixth. Trevor Boone will bat seventh. Nick Jones, eighth. And Max Remy will bat ninth. Let's try to zoom in and find the Broncos out in the field. And, of course, the netting may block that. Our left fielder tonight is Ben Olson. We'll move over to center field. There's Kyle Barfield. And in right field tonight, Aaron Mack. On the infield for El Dorado, Austin Meyer is at third base. Tyler Bailey over at shortstop. And I know that's zooming in on the net. Mason Goad is at second base. Over at first base tonight is Tanner White. Behind the plate for El Dorado tonight is Jarrett Coyne. And pitching, Colton Schenker. So that's how the Broncos look in the field tonight. And El Dorado, with hopes of salvaging one of these games, as Hayes has won the first two of this 3-game series. Colton Schenker's first pitch to Ochoa is outside, ball one, and we are underway. Again, nice to have you tuned in tonight for Bronco baseball. Trey Ochoa pops this one straight back. Might land on the press box. Might have just gotten over the top of us. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trey Ochoa from Rockwall, Texas, went to Howard Junior College. Looks like he's heading to Sam Houston. 1-1 pitch from Schenker. Low, ball 2. Colton Schenker, tonight's starter for the Broncos. Well, his hometown just down the road in Augusta. He goes to Labette County Community College, 6'1", 180. And he is a lefty. There's one in there for a strike. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Trey Ochoa. Ochoa did not play last night. He was a tough out here on Tuesday night, that's for sure. Ochoa went 2 for 5. And we'll have a full count here on the first batter of the night. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ochoa. Tuesday night's game, Trey had a double and a single. A couple of infield outs and a strikeout. Ochoa lifts this one foul, and it'll stay in, but no one can get there. And it'll bounce into the stands. Not many balls do that. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Schenker winds and deals, and he spiked this one well in front of the plate. So a leadoff walk for Ochoa. Our first pitch temperature tonight, 88 degrees. Feels like 91. Sunshine, wind out of the south at around 13 miles an hour. Fastball in there for strike 1. Clayton Raspberry. We did not see Raspberry last night. He also played here Tuesday, and Raspberry went 2 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. He looks at ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is Schenker's third game, and all of his games have been starts, but they've been short starts, just 7 innings of work. And this one, another one that bounces well in front of Coyne. No chance there. It'll be a wild pitch, and Ochoa will advance to second. Schenker, 7 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 earned runs given up, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He has a record of 1-0 coming in. 2 balls and a strike here to Raspberry. And that one in there for strike 2. So the fastball has some life on it. The curveballs have struggled here early on for Schenker. Two balls, 2 strikes. Curveball, and that one is a swinging strikeout. Coyne will throw down to first to retire Raspberry. So 1 away. Jacob Boston, the designated hitter, steps in. Boston in the series is 1 for 7. Last night's game, he went 0 for 3 with 2 walks. Jacob Boston. Just a good long frame there at the dish. And this curveball well in front. Jarrett Coyne getting an early workout here for the Broncos behind the dish. Boston in his 13th game has batting .175. 7 hits and 40 at-bats. And he'll foul this one into the parking lot. 1 ball and 1 strike. As you can tell, just beautiful sunshine catching her in the shadows. And there's shadows covering third base, but pretty much the rest of the field in sunlight right now. Boston turns on one down to third base. Myers got it over to first, and that will retire Boston. So Austin Meyer over at third base, able to throw out Boston. Now 2 away. The runner Ochoa had to stay at second base. So here's Colin Simpson catching tonight. Boy, what a pinch hit home run he had. 2 outs in the 8th inning. And he came up after the Broncos pitched very carefully to Spencer Packard. Eventually, Packard would walk. Simpson came in for Nick Jones, and on a 2-2 pitch, Simpson left no doubt as ball left the yard. And that gave Hayes a 4-3 lead at the time. One batter, well, then the next batter, Alex Weiss, delivered one over the left field wall, and Hayes led 5-3 going to the bottom of the 8th. Simpson got under this one, hits it a mile high. Over on the right side is White. Now Goad calls him off, and a little snow cone, but Mason Goad makes the catch on that major league pop fly by Simpson. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 1st inning. It's Hayes 0 and El Dorado coming to bat. Nice to have you tuned in. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the batting order for the Broncos and how the Larks are going to set up out in the field. First off, the batting order for El Dorado. Jarrett Coyne will lead off. Austin Meyer bats second. Aaron Mack batting third. Kyle Barfield fourth. Chad Crosby's the designated hitter tonight, batting fifth. Tyler Bailey batting sixth. Tanner White will bat seventh. Ben Olson eighth. And Mason Goad will bat ninth for El Dorado. For the Hayes Larks out in the field, Clayton Harp is in left field. Trevor Boone in center field, and Clayton Raspberry in right field. Nick Jones is at third base. Trey Ochoa at short. Max Remy is at second base tonight. He was at short last night. And Alex Weiss is at first base. Catching is Colin Simpson, and tonight's pitcher for Hayes, Jake Norton. And Jarrett Coyne will lead it off for El Dorado. And first pitch swinging, rolls it right out to second base. Remy's got it over to first. And one pitch and one out for the Hayes Larks. So that'll bring up Austin Meyer. Austin Meyer from Ormond Beach, California. Generally has a good watching and listening crew here on our broadcast. 6 foot, 195 from King College. He bats left and throws right. And a fastball, good fastball by Norton, strike one. That'll really pop in the catcher's glove. 1 ball and no strikes. And this one's foul tipped. Jake Norton from Waxahachie, Texas. Went to North Central Texas. Looks like he's heading to Stephen F. Austin University. Jake Norton, 6'5", 205-pounder. 0-2 pitch to Meyer, and not fooling around as Norton goes right after him, and Meyer fouls it off. Austin Meyer, this is his 7th game of the season, 20 at-bats, and he's had 6 knocks. That'll give him an average of 300. Out of those 6 hits, 1 double. No balls, 2 strikes. And the curveball is lifted out into shallow left field, and that one bounced. That's going to be a single. It did not look like Harp got a very good read on that. It took him a moment or two to get going, and then he tried to really sell it that he caught it, but the umpire noticed that it did hit the ground. And so a single for Austin Meyer, and that'll bring up Aaron Mack. Aaron Mack, the right fielder tonight for El Dorado. Saw Aaron behind the plate for a little bit last night. This has not been a running El Dorado team this year. So not very big leads. We're not seeing many hit and runs or steal attempts from El Dorado. Although, as I look at some of the stats, of course, again, the Broncos, when they're on the road, I don't see them. And I notice that Tyler Bailey has 5 stolen bases. Jarrett Coyne has 3 stolen bases. 1 ball, 1 strike. Norton on the hill and the 1-1. Swinging through that one is Mack. It's 1-2. Kyle Barfield waits on deck. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a throw over to first, and Coyne is back. Alex Weiss over there at first base for the Larks. Aaron Mack batting .283 on the season. 13 hits, 46 at-bats. This one caught the inside corner and strike 3. Not much grumbling there from Aaron. 2 away, and here comes Kyle Barfield. Kyle Barfield from College Station, Texas. Goes to Kansas State University. He leads the team in at-bats this season with 69. He's batting .246. Struggling against right-handers, he is really lighting up left-handed pitching this year. First pitch a little in, ball 1. 17 for 69 is Barfield. He's got 5 doubles and 1 homer. 1 ball and no strikes. Austin Meyer over at first base. He's singled with 1 out. Now there's 2, and that one goes off of Simpson's glove. It looked like it was foul tipped, but no argument really. Barfield was just leaning out of the way, and that one got away from Simpson. So a wild pitch. And now the umpire's going to talk. I thought it might have nicked off of Barfield's bat. This is going to be a tough one for the base umpire to change, I would think. So right now it's 2 balls and no strikes with the runner at second. And I'll bet you they're going to change this call. I bet you they're going to call it a foul tip. They're going to go talk to Toby Reuter. Kyle Barfield getting his sunglasses off, gives them off to Chad Crosby. Yep, it is going to be a foul tip. Now, why the base umpire couldn't just tell the runner to go? I don't understand why the base umpire had a better look at that than the home plate umpire, to be honest with you, but they probably got the right call, but the home plate umpire is right here in the shade. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Didn't see much movement from Frank Leo. It didn't seem like he had much argument there. Fastball upstairs, 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Austin Meyer over at first base. No score, bottom of the first inning. Norton will deliver, and Barfield swings and misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. .88 degrees at first pitch here. It's been a beautiful week of weather here in El Dorado. Barfield will foul this one out. I always love when the weather for it. Everyone's waiting for hot weather, and we certainly here in South Central Kansas, it's not out of the ordinary to get into the upper 90s and into the triple digits. But we've been in the low 90s, and yet folks they're clamoring for 70s. So we're going to get 70s this weekend. This one in the turf, ball 3. Cold front set to come through tonight, but it doesn't look like the major storms like we had last week. The Liberal BJs come to town this weekend. 3-game series begins tomorrow night. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Austin Meyer will get a head start. The first baseman, Weiss, will play behind and just field his position. There goes Meyer, and Barfield turned on this one at a mile high towards the wall, but it's well foul. And it did leave the yard, but foul. Clayton Harp kept meandering further and further towards the El Dorado bullpen. And that one, in fact, did leave the yard. But foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Barfield. Barfield sports some pretty good lettuce on top of the head. Norton with the pitch, and that one's in the turf. And now it's 3-2. I had 3-2 already. It should be ball 4. That's why the runner was going. So that's what I've got. And now they're going to change it again. So a little bit of a rough start tonight for the umpiring crew. Chad Crosby will step up. 2 on and 2 out for El Dorado. The home plate umpire ready for this first inning to be done. So here's Crosby. And Crosby a check swing and not a strike. That looked like it got a lot of the plate. I guess it was up, but it was all over the dish. Chad Crosby last night had a second inning 2-run home run for El Dorado. The Broncos ultimately took a 3-0 lead. And they held that lead into the 8th. Foul tip. Nope, not foul tipped. Pass ball. So that'll put runners at second and third for El Dorado. To say we're moving crisply would be a bit of an overstatement. Couple of pass balls, wild pitches, confusion on foul balls, confusion on 4 balls. And with all that said and done, the Broncos have runners at second and third. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Ooh, Crosby way in front of that curveball, and it's 1-2. Norton trying to get out of trouble here in inning number 1. This is Norton's 3rd appearance, his 2nd start, but only 3 2/3 of work. Here's the pitch, and Crosby fouls it out of play. Norton's given up 6 runs, 3 of them earned, but 7 walks in those 3 2/3, just 2 strikeouts. So an ERA over 7. Austin Myers at third, Kyle Barfield at second. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Chad Crosby. And the pitch. Crosby hits it onto center field. Boone coming on. Man, it's off his glove. That'll score 2. And on his way to second is Chad Crosby. And it'll be an error on the center fielder. I was hoping for the generous hit, but not so much. So 2-run score for El Dorado. On the air from Trevor Boone out in center field. Here comes Tyler Bailey. So the Broncos, for the 2nd night in a row, jump out early on the Larks. And the pitch to Bailey is low, ball 1. One ball and no strikes to Tyler Bailey. And the pitch. Bailey hits it up the middle, and that'll get past Ochoa. Here comes Crosby. He will score, and it's a base hit for Tyler Bailey. And it's 3-0 El Dorado. Some good fortune for the Broncos here in the first. A fly ball that went off of Boone's glove out in center field. And then that one was just well placed. Great effort by Ochoa. He got a glove on it, but just could not get it in the webbing. So now Tanner White comes up. 3-0 El Dorado. Curveball to White. That's out of the zone. Ball 1. Coyne grounded out. Meyer reached on a single. Max struck out. Then a walk to Barfield, a center field air for Crosby, and a single by Bailey. Here's White. White had a tough night at the dish last night. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He's way ahead here, 2-0. Tanner White from here in El Dorado goes to Butler County Community College. 6'1", 180. He'll be a sophomore in the fall. Wind blowing around 15 miles an hour from right to left. And the pitch, and this one's hit right at Ochoa. He's able to glove it. He'll go the short way to retire Bailey. But a good inning and a good start for El Dorado tonight as they try to salvage one of these 3 games. In the inning for the Broncos, 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and no one left on base. We'll head to the second. El Dorado 3, Hayes 0. So certainly an interesting start to our game here tonight. Some confusion and, well, there was 2 walks. Let's see, no, there was a walk and error to the Broncos. Trey Ochoa walked. He had advanced to second on a wild pitch. A little bit of umpire confusion. And after all is said and done, it's El Dorado leading 3-0 as we head to the second inning. So Alex Weiss will lead it off. Third base last night, first base tonight. Boy, Weiss had a towering shot over the left field wall last night to tack on what turned out to be some pretty good insurance, because it was 4-3 Hayes, and then Weiss's home run made it 5-3. El Dorado came back with a run in the 8th inning, but Hayes still led 5-4 thanks to the home run by Weiss, who looks at strike 1. Alex Weiss from Wellington, Kansas. Going to be a senior, 6'1", 190 at Fort Hays State. And he'll look at strike 2. Colton Schenker dealing here for the Broncos in the second inning. Our email address, we are waiting for your comments tonight. CadenBroadcasting@gmail.com. CADEN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3 straight strikes, and Weiss never got the bat off his shoulder. And he was quite frustrated either at himself or at the call. I think more at himself. So 1 away, and here comes Clayton Harp. Harp has played all 3 nights for the Larks, and he'll look at strike 1. So Colton Schenker feeling a lot more comfortable here in the second inning than he did in the first, although didn't allow anything but a walk in that first inning. Here's Harp lifting one out, and Goad makes the catch. Mason Goad. A terrific catch out at second base. So 2 away for the Larks, and here comes Trevor Boone.
Now ready for Hayes, number 32, Trevor Boone.
Trevor Boone from Oklahoma State University. He's out of Owasso, Oklahoma. And Owasso's high school, boy, they have a marvelous football complex there for high school. 1 ball and no strikes to Boone. Boone looked fooled there and swing and a miss. Last night, Trevor was 2 for 4 here. He had an RBI double, and then he singled and scored in the 9th inning. He scored on Jonathan Soberanis' 2-run home run. So no Soberanis tonight, no Packard. Certainly they're lingering on the Larks bench if Frank Leo would like to use them. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Schenker just missed. 2-2. Nick Jones waits on deck. And Schenker, the lefty, winds and deals. Swing and a miss. A very clean second inning for Colton Schenker. 3 up and 3 down. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. El Dorado 3, Hayes 0. We'll get to your emails and more play-by-play right after this here on YouTube. So it's time for the bottom of the second inning, and Ben Olson will lead it off for El Dorado. Ben Olson from Bethel Heights, Arkansas. Goes to Coffeyville Community College. That's over in eastern Kansas. 5'11", 190. And Norton's first pitch, and Olson hits it out into left field. That's a hit. Olson did not get going. Just adding to some of the oddities here tonight, that was not even close to being foul. Was there a full moon, or Olson hit it, and I think he lost it. Figured maybe he hit it foul, and he hit it right out into left field for a base hit. And that'll bring up Mason Goad. Good defensive play by Goad in the top half of this inning. So Mason Goad from Carthage, Missouri, goes to Butler County, and he will look to lay down a bunt. He's able to pull it back for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So the Crosby clan watching tonight, and I told Gary about the email. They want to talk to the scorekeeper. They figured that should have been an RBI double or something for Crosby. Now we had to go with the air, but Gary did. He was wavering a little, but he stays true to his call. Norton misses the zone there, 2-0. Thank you to the Crosbys for the email tonight. Jeff Meyer down in Oklahoma City watching tonight. They missed what happened with Austin, and I got this email a little while ago. Here's the pitch. That one's out of the zone, ball 3. 3-0. The birthday girl, our photographer, Casey Wolf, just brought up a armload of burgers and food. She's a good daughter, as Mom is on the scoreboard, Dad's on the PA, and Casey's on the camera. Hopefully Casey gets some of that food. I'm wondering where the birthday cake is or when it's arriving. 3-0, and that one misses, so 4 straight out of the zone, and the Broncos have runners at first and second as they turn the order over. Getting back to the email, Jeff, Austin Meyer in his first at-bat had a sharp single, advanced to second on a wild pitch, advanced to third on a pass ball, and then scored when Chad Crosby hit it out into center field, and that ball off of the glove of Trevor Boone. So a mound visit here for the Hayes Larks. Big thanks, as always, to Brad and Roxanne Cool at El Dorado Building Systems Incorporated, fine sponsors of Bronco baseball and fine sponsors of our broadcasts here. So, along with Vicki Bell, the Brad and Roxanne certainly ones to thank when we talk about getting to watch these games on YouTube for free. Thank you to Brad and Roxanne. They're at 12 and 16 West 6th here in El Dorado. And they don't look for much, but if you happen to see them at a game or would like to call them toll free at 1-800-279-4300 and just tell them thanks for all they do, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. They are the leaders in the metal building market. 1216 West 6th. Here in El Dorado. Experience counts before and after the sale. So here comes Jarrett Coyne. And Coyne will lay one down, bunted it a little hard, and of course he wants the third baseman to field it, but that one goes foul for strike 1. So Jarrett Coyne. That one almost looked like he was bunting more for a hit than a sacrifice. Bottom of the second inning, 3-0. Of course, with runners in first and second, you baseball fans know you want to make the third baseman field it, and the only play then can be at first base. Get those runners to second and third with 1 out. Jarrett Coyne with an 0-1 count, and he squares around, and he bunts this one in the air, and this is going to be tough. Norton has no play, and it's going to be a base hit. I took my eye off the third baseman, Jones, there. That one was bunted hard enough. Jones probably should have been the one to come in, but I think Jones probably figured it was bunted so hard that maybe the pitcher, Norton, would field it and throw over to third, so he went and covered his bag. And when Norton gloved it, his momentum was going towards the El Dorado dugout, had no chance to throw out Jarrett Coyne. So the Broncos with the bases loaded and no outs, and here's Austin Meyer. Jeff's boy is at the dish. And the pitch, and a swing, and a little foul tip into the glove of Simpson. Strike 1. Broncos would love to cash in. This is a Hayes lineup that can explode at any moment. Found that out last night. No balls and 1 strike, and the pitch, and that one's in there for strike 2. So a good job by Norton. Giving up a single, a walk, and then what turns out to be a bunt single. He's bearing down and going right after Austin Meyer here. Aaron Mack waits on deck. No action in the Larks bullpen. Here is Norton. And this is chopped towards short. Ochoa will glove it. He'll go to third, and they'll get the out there. And so the Broncos get a run in. It'll be an RBI for Meyer, I believe. Yeah. So Coyne advances to second. Olsen scores, and Goad is cut down 6-5. And for Ochoa, that was a bounder. It would have been a tough throw over to second, and that was really a smart play by Trey. So 4-0 Broncos. Here's Aaron Mack. He leads the Broncos in homers on the season with 4. And the pitch, that one dives in. Ball 1. Hayes trying to get out of this with a ground ball. The Broncos want to keep on adding on, keep on putting the pressure here on the Larks. 4-0 El Dorado. Bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Norton, and Mack fouls this one right into the netting. So 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Aaron Mack, he struck out looking his first time. And the pitch. And Mack got hit by that one. Mack has been hit a bunch this year. So the bases are reloaded again. Still no action in the bullpen for the Larks. Here's Kyle Barfield. I'm sure Frank Leo thinking, again, if you get a ground ball here, you're out of the inning and limit the damage, only give up 1 run here would be terrific for Hayes. Olsen led off with a single. Goad walked. Coyne with a bunt single. Meyer hit into a fielder's choice, drove in 1, and then Mack hit by a pitch. Kyle Barfield walked and scored his first time. Here's the pitch. This has been a high-stress inning for Jake Norton. He leads Barfield off with strike 1. Kyle Barfield on the season has 6 runs driven in. Came in batting .246. He remains there with a walk in the first inning. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch, and that one's a little bit low, ball 1. Lynn Donovic wanting to know where she can find the stats on the players. Well, if you have a Facebook account, if you go to Jayhawk Summer Baseball, they have a Facebook page. I'll tell you more in a moment. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming to Kyle Barfield. And Barfield laces this one out into center field. Boone on the run. It's going to go over his head, and it's against the wall. 1 run is scoring. Barfield's at second, and there's 2 guys at second. Barfield in a rundown, and now El Dorado, will they get a guy home? Barfield races over to first, and now a throw to third gets away, but there will be no advance, but Barfield again is off first base, and he'll get back in. So after all of that, El Dorado scored 1 run. And again, it's been a strange night. The runners got a terrible look at that. That was clearly over Boone's head, but no one was moving. They do get 1 run in, but as I look down, I was seeing only 1 Bronco scored on a base hit out to center field against the wall. How did only 1 guy score? Just a terrible read. Again, the oddities tonight are crazy. So the Broncos get a run, but they could have gotten a lot more. Now here's one down to third. Throw to home, and the being retired there is Meyer. So that's a second out. Nice job at the third base there by Jones to block it and then gather himself and throw it home.
Now batting for the Broncos.
So Crosby
Tyler Bailey.
is over at first. That's very confusing to me why the Bronco runners were standing on the bases. I guess they thought Boone was going to catch it, but at least from up here it was clear it was going over his head. And I think that's what threw Barfield off. He figured that's going to be a double that scored either 2 or 3. It only scored 1. Now 2 away. Here's Tyler Bailey. Singled his first time. 5-0 El Dorado. Still, if Norton gets out of this with only 2 runs given up, bases loaded, no outs, that's not bad. Bailey trying to do more damage. Now 2-0. And now some activity down in the Larks bullpen. This is... It is warm, obviously, 88 degrees, and Jake Norton has been out on the hill for, oh gosh, probably about 12 or 14 minutes now. Working hard. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases loaded for El Dorado. And Bailey, a foul tip, strike 1. So Aaron Mack is at third. Kyle Barfield at second. Chad Crosby at first. Balls and a strike here to Bailey. The pitch, curveball, stayed upstairs. Ball 3. El Dorado would welcome a freebie here. Lynn, I'll get back to what I was telling you. Again, for stats, you go to their Facebook page, and then there's a link to the Jayhawk site. And I believe you can find the stats there. It's like Jayhawk point streaks. Here's the 3-1. Bailey hits it deep out to left field. To the track, to the wall. Gone! A grand slam for Tyler Bailey. And the Broncos do cash in, and that'll be the last pitch of the night for Jake Norton. Tyler Bailey with his second home run of the season, and RBIs 9, 10, 11, and 12. El Dorado takes a 9-0 lead as the bases get uncleared by Bailey. 9-0 Broncos, a pitching change here in El Dorado. More play-by-play in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. So the Hayes Larks have to make a pitching change. Jake Norton goes 1 2/3 innings tonight. Gave up 9 runs, 6 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He hit a batter. Those first 3 runs were not earned, so 6 of the 9 were earned, if I'm not mistaken. Tanner White, the 9th batter to bat here in the second inning for El Dorado. They sent 7 to the dish in inning number 1, and now 9 here in the second. Tyler Bailey with a grand slam. First pitch out of the zone, ball 1. So Dylan Schneider out there. We saw Schneider here on Tuesday night. No, we saw him last night for an inning. Gave up a couple of hits and had a strikeout. This one low, ball 2. So again, for Lynn, the stats, just the Jayhawk page should have that link, and it's Jayhawk Collegiate League Team Stats, Point Streak Sports Technology. 2 balls and a strike. Thank you, Lynn, for the email. Listing in Houston, Texas tonight. Here's the 2-1 to Tanner White. That's out of the zone, ball 3. And you're welcome. Lynn sent me an email there before I could see it. Three balls and a strike, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hello to Randy Meyer, watching number 9 Austin Meyer tonight, and they're enjoying this much better than the first 2 nights. Still a long way to go. And curveball. Not sure if that had been a strike or not, but White didn't want to chance it, and he did a good job of just protecting. Crosby family, yeah, some static on the mic. Every now and then, I'm not sure why. I've been adjusting the mic level. I don't know why there's that static there. So hopefully it's not too overbearing. I'll take a listen here in a minute. White fouls off another one. Tanner White hit into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. El Dorado scored 3 in the first. They have scored 6 here in the second. 9-0 Broncos. They've chased the starter. Last night, Matt Fish only went 3 innings for Hayes. Curveball way upstairs. So the Broncos will send Ben Olsen to the plate for the second time here in the inning.
Number 8, Ben Olsen.
Two walks actually given up in the game by Jake Norton as I look at my stats a little closer. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for strike 1 to Olsen. He started all of this off with a single. Mason Goad walked. Coyne with a bunt single. Meyer hit into a fielder's choice, which scored a run. Mack got hit by a pitch, which loaded him up. Barfield had an RBI single. There's strike 2. Crosby hit into a fielder's choice, and they got the out at home. And then with the bases loaded with 2 outs, Tyler Bailey hit an exhausted Jake Norton fastball out of the yard. And a swing and a miss. And Olsen is retired mercifully as far as the Larks are concerned. For El Dorado in the inning. They score 6 runs on 4 hits. No errors and 1 left. We'll head to the 3rd inning. El Dorado 9 and Hayes 0. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Welcome back here to El Dorado. Time for the top of the third inning. I'll tell you what, the pitcher, Colton Schenker, he was on the bench for about, almost 20 minutes. So we'll see how that works out for him. Broncos send 10 batters to the plate in that second inning. Nick Jones, the first batter, and did not check in time. Strike one. I do hear that static in there, folks, and I'm not sure why that is occurring. I don't know if I mess with this a little bit. We'll see if that does anything. Not sure why that static's coming across. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Well, for El Dorado, the key is here to stay focused and bear down, because this is a Larks team that can put up runs in a hurry. We saw them put 5 up on the board in 2 innings last night, in the last 2 innings. In the turf, ball 2. So they got to stay sharp, stay mentally focused, because there's still a lot of ball game to be played here. 9-0 El Dorado. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the third baseman, Nick Jones. And the fastball sails outside, ball 3. Well, Hayes would love to get their leadoff guy on, as El Dorado did in the bottom of the second. Their first 3 reached. Pitch a little bit low. Schenker a long stare in, but didn't get the call. So a leadoff walk to Nick Jones, and that'll bring up Max Remy.
Now batting for Hayes, number 5, Max Remy.
Hayes still without a hit, but they've had 2 base runners. Trey Ochoa led off the game with a walk in the first inning. And there's Nick Jones with a leadoff walk here in the third. Runner and first baseman looking right into the sun. Schenker delivers high, ball 1. Max Remy in his 10th game, batting .346 on the season. And he hits this one out into center field. Kyle Barfield coming in, and a sliding trap. It's not caught. Barfield throws to first. So runners at first and third. Kyle Barfield really selling it right now. This will be a tough one to overturn. Barfield's so convinced he caught it, he threw immediately back to first base, thinking that they were going to get Nick Jones picked off for a double play. There's really not much that the umpire saw it hit the ground, so they're not going to change it. The home plate umpire can be of no help here. Toby Reuter gets his. So if the Hayes Larks now first and third. Obviously tough to tell from up here. Catch, no catch. It was close. Only Kyle Barfield probably knows for sure. So Trey Ochoa comes up with runners at first and third. And that'll be the first hit of the night for the Larks. In the turf, ball 1. Well, Hayes knows there's no 9-run hits, but they'll look to try to chip away. Boy, if they could get a few in here, they're going to feel a little better. 1-0 to Ochoa. That one in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Trey Ochoa. Came into the action tonight batting .308. Fastball stayed a little bit high, 2-1. In the turf, and the Larks are a pitch away from having them loaded with no outs. Colton Schenker with a pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. Ochoa I'll tell you what, players, coaches, everyone's a little on edge right now. Just got to focus on baseball here. Tough job for the umpires. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch here for Schenker, and that one's high. So the bases are loaded for Hayes with nobody out. Walk, single walk. And here comes Clayton Raspberry. Raspberry came in as the second leading hitter by average on the Larks squad, .390. Couple of home runs for El Dorado. They just want to get an out or two here. First pitch from Schenker, not really close, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. And now the Broncos send, looks like Taylor Woods down to the bullpen. Here's a grounder towards first. Tanner White able to get it, but Schenker did not go cover, and that will allow a run to score. That'll be a mental error. I don't think you can give him an error, but it's a mental error for sure. So 9-1, and the base is still loaded. Great play by White. When he got to his feet, noticed no one was covering. So it's Jacob Boston. He grounded out to third his first time. Fastball high, ball 1. There's the 1-0 pitch from Schenker, and that one low. Nice job by Coyne to keep that in front, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Boston. The pitch, that one's in there for strike 1. So 2 balls and a strike. The dangerous Colin Simpson waits on deck for the Larks. Right-handed batter is Boston. Here's the pitch from Schenker. Swing and a miss. Looks like a foul tip. Their umpire says it's fouled off. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh boy, would Colton Schenker love to get a strikeout here. Nine to 1 El Dorado, but the Larks with the bases loaded, 1 in and nobody out. Two balls, 2 strikes. Schenker from the windup. The pitch is hit down to third. Nice pick over there by Meyer. He'll go to first, and they get the out. Runners advance, and that does score a run. Max Remy comes in to score. Ochoa to third, Raspberry to second. That was a very nice pick by Meyer over at third base. Not an easy play. So 9-2 El Dorado, and here's Colin Simpson. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Simpson had a major league pop out to second base his first time. And that one on the corner for strike 1. No balls and a strike to Simpson. Curveball, and that sounded like a broken bat. It's snubbed out to Goat at second. He fields it over to first, and they retire Simpson. Another run scores. Terrific play there by Mason Goat. His defense has been stellar. So another run in for the Larks, but 2 away now. Alex Weiss steps in. He struck out looking his first time. Over at third base is Clayton Raspberry. Good job by the Larks. They're putting it in play, and if nothing else, they are getting runners in. Strikeout does you no good. At least that does a productive out, and they've had 2 of them. Coyne able to block that pitch. Ball 1. Alex Weiss batting .200 on the season, 1 home run. It came here last night. Another one in the turf, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. The Larks would like to plate one more here in the third. And that one called strike one. Looked a little high and away, but the Broncos get the call. 2 balls and 1 strike. Schenker with the pitch. This one's hit out into center field. Barfield going back to the track, and it's gone. Alex Weiss for the second night in a row with a home run, and Hayes having a big third inning. They have scored 5 times. Two RBI home run for Alex Weiss. So here comes Clayton Harp. Schenker was not happy. Boy, after he made that pitch and after it was hit, he smacked his glove in disgust. Strike one. Now the Broncos felt pretty good at 9-0, but just 1 inning later, all of a sudden, Hayes has cut that lead more than in half, 9-5. And Harp hits it out to right field. Coming in is Mack, and a sliding catch by Mack. And it is an out. Home plate umpire making the call. Boy, the base umpire really got spun around. I don't know what he was looking at. The home plate umpire made the call. But the Larks strike for 5. They did it on 3 hits. No errors and nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning. A lot of offense here tonight. 9-5 El Dorado on YouTube. So the Larks in the third inning send 8 batters to the plate. The Broncos in the bottom of the second inning set 10 batters to the plate. We are moving along at a snail's pace, but as long as El Dorado's in the lead, we'll take it. 9-5 right now here in the bottom of the third inning. Mason Goad will lead off for El Dorado. And Goad looks at ball one. Dylan Schneider back out there for the Larks. He was able to finish off the Broncos in the second after walking Tanner White. He came back and struck out Ben Olson. Now 2-0 on Goad. Goad walked his first time and then was retired shortstop to third. Ochoa was able to throw him out on a fielder's choice. Here's the 2-0, and that one able to slide in there for a strike. Fairly generous inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Schneider goes from the stretch and the pitch. That one's in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Goad. And the pitch. And Goad looked like he went. He did. And that'll be a strikeout for Schneider. So here comes Jarrett Coyne. Jarrett Coyne, his third at bat in 3 innings. Of course, when you bat 7 and 10, you're going to get, that's how it works out. A bunt single and then a score by Coyne. He fouls off the first offering towards the third baseman, Nick Jones. Here's the 0-1, and that's in there for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes. Coyne, pop up on the infield. Jones takes control. He'll make the catch. And the second out of the inning for the Larks, and that'll bring up Austin Meyer.
Now batting for El Dorado, number 24, Josh Riggs.
Josh Riggs coming in to hit for Austin Meyer here. So Josh Riggs inserted here for El Dorado. And a swing and a miss. Usually Josh doesn't sneak past me. That 6'6" frame, but he did there. I was reading the email from Austin Meyer's Uncle Chris, and they're watching in Virginia. Swing and a miss by Riggs, so a strikeout. So a good inning by Schneider, and the Larks able to get the Broncos in order for the first time tonight. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the 4th inning. El Dorado 9 and Hayes 5. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. New pitcher for the El Dorado Broncos. Colton Schenker goes 3 innings tonight. Taylor Woods, the new pitcher for the Broncos, and he'll deal with Trevor Boone, and he starts him off with strike 1. And Jarrett Coyne wants to come talk to Taylor. For Schenker tonight, 3 innings of work, gave up 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 5 runs. Taylor Woods, the 0-1 out of the zone, ball 1. Trevor Boone struck out his first time against Schenker. Pitch low, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike, the bottom third for the Larks here in the 4th inning. Boone, Jones, and Remy. And the 2-1 pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. Taylor Woods from Winfield, Kansas, goes to Labette County Community College. 2-2 pitch from Woods. That one bounces at the front foot of Boone. Ball 3. 7th game of the year for Taylor Woods. 6 2/3 innings of work. 5 runs given up, just 1 earned. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. He has a 1-1 record. This one nubbed. This one's going to go back fair. And coming in is Tanner White. And he missed the tag. And safe is Joe Boone. What a play by Boone. Terrific slide. And that just continues with the oddities here tonight at the ball yard. That ball had so much spin as it was nubbed off the end of the bat. It was a couple of feet foul, spun back into play. And Tanner White came up, fielded it, and a feet-first slide, which you rarely see at first base, but really done well by Boone. And the tag was clearly missed. There's no argument there. So Nick Jones comes up. Walked and scored in that 5-run third for Hayes, and now 2-0. What a weird play. Two balls, no strikes to Nick Jones. And the pitch. This one's hit out into right center field. Barfield covering a lot of ground. Makes the catch. And going back to first base is Trevor Boone. What a catch by Barfield. Well, and to add a little insult to injury, our terrific photographer here at the ballpark, Casey Wolf, whose birthday is tonight, got some terrific pictures of that diving effort that was called a trap by Kyle. And, well, it appeared that he did catch the ball. So some misfortune for El Dorado. Umpire's going to miss calls. That's the way it goes. First pitch to Remy in there, strike 1. So no balls and a strike, 1 away for the Larks here in the top of the 4th inning. And the pitch, that's low. Coyne blocked it, and now we'll fire down to second base. And Boone slid too soon. And then he put his right hand back and reached it with his left hand. What a slide by Boone. From up here, it looked like he avoided the tag. Pass ball for a Coyne. And now the manager, Reuter, he's been ejected. The home plate umpire running out there to try to restore order. Toby Reuter has been not thrilled with several calls here tonight. It's been a frustrating couple of nights for the Broncos. Trevor Boone has been magical on with slides. A terrific slide to first, and then sliding into second. He slid way too early, and the turf really stopped him, but then he pulled his right hand back and pulled his left hand out on the base. Here's the pitch. That's one hit over to Tyler Bailey. His play will be at first, and they'll retire Remy. Advancing to third is Trevor Boone. So 2 away. What else can happen here tonight? Here's Trey Ochoa looking for a 2-out knock to try to draw the Larks even closer. El Dorado raced out to a 9-0 lead. 3 in the first, 6 in the second. Hayes came back with 5 in the third. Now a wild pitch. Coyne gloves it over to Woods, and Boone, with an interesting track around the base pads, will score the 6th run for Hayes. A crazy slide into first on a ball that started foul, went fair. Terrific slide into second, advanced to third on a fielder's choice, and scores on a wild pitch. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ochoa, and that one's high and tight, ball and 2. 2 balls, no strikes. We are only in the 4th inning. Ochoa has walked both times. That one in there for strike 1. Woods will wind and deal. That one just missed. 3 balls and a strike. Taylor wondering where that one was. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, that one's way high, ball 4. The 3rd walk of the night for Ochoa. Here comes Clayton Raspberry. Lynn Donovic, after that terrific catch by Kyle Barfield, says our nephew can cover a lot of real estate. He certainly showed that. And again, Lynn, looks like there's photo evidence that he made that diving catch that was called a trap. That certainly irritated manager Toby Reuter. And after another call that didn't go El Dorado's way, Reuter was tossed from this game. 1 ball and 1 strike to Raspberry. 1 for 2 tonight. Struck out in the 1st inning. Singled and scored in the 5-run 3rd for the Larks. And this one's lifted into foul territory. Giving a look is Riggs, but it is out of play. Josh Riggs came in to hit for Austin Meyer in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and he's out there at third base for El Dorado. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coyne able to gobble this one up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jarrett Coyne has gotten a good workout behind the plate, and now he's clutching at his right hip. Susan B. Allen Memorial Hospital. They supply trainers here for both teams. And Coyne will get looked at. We'll zoom in there. Joe Kennedy with a drink of water for Jarrett. 9-6 El Dorado here in the top of the 4th inning. So Coyne appears to be okay. He'll carry on. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Clayton Raspberry. And now Raspberry wants to get a little more rosin on his hands. He'll hand it off to teammate Jacob Boston. Throw the rosin bag, and one of the Larks there grabbed it and pulled his eyes away because all that that dust comes flying out when you catch that thing. And a pitch in there for strike 3. Taylor Woods with a strikeout. 1 run on a hit. No errors, 1 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. El Dorado 9, Hayes 6 here on YouTube. So time for the bottom of the fourth inning, and you might have seen I zoomed in. Looked like Colton Schenker, the starting pitcher tonight for El Dorado, gathered all of his teammates around and probably trying to tell them just to focus on baseball. Right now, probably both sides, but maybe more so on El Dorado's side, worrying too much about the umpires right now. Just got to keep playing the game. And so Schenker looked like he got everyone gathered there to try to settle everyone down. Schneider back out there. The catcher walks halfway out there and then threw it over his head. So the ball rolls out to second base. Aaron Mack leading off for El Dorado here in the fourth inning. Lynn Donovic, who is Aunt Lynn to Kyle Barfield. Well, then Lynn said, "Happy birthday to my daughter." It's the Wolf's daughter. I can't claim Casey as my own. I don't think the Wolves are offering her up right now.
We'll sell for
You'll sell. But I will convey your happy birthday messages. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mack. And he hits this one up the middle. Ochoa ranges. Nice glove. Quick throw to first. Boy, that's a terrific looking play by Ochoa. Boy, such just fleet feet out there by Trey Ochoa. He gloved it and then flipped it. I always wanted to play shortstop like that. 1 away for the Broncos. Here's Kyle Barfield. Barfield walked and scored in the first, singled and had an RBI single, I should say, in the second inning, which probably should have scored more. That was one of those weird plays where the bases were loaded. Barfield hit it over the center to the wall, and El Dorado only scored 1. But 2 batters later, Tyler Bailey hit a grand slam. Barfield a swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. I think on Tuesday night at this time of night we were about in the 7th inning. Alex Lopez started for Hayes on Tuesday and was brilliant. Broncos lost Tuesday 5-0. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 away for El Dorado, and that'll bring up Chad Crosby. Crosby reached on an air and hit into a fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 2, but he's been on base both times. He eventually scored after reaching on that center fielder air in the first inning. Dylan Schneider is restoring order for the Larks right now. He retired the Broncos in order in the third, and he's got the first 2 down here in the fourth, and he's ahead 0-1 on Crosby. Curveball stayed a little bit up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Weird-looking line score tonight. 9-6-0 for El Dorado. 6-4-1 for Hayes. And the pitch. That one's right in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Chad Crosby. And the pitch. Crosby bounces it between first and second. The first baseman, Weiss, gloves it, throws over to Schneider, and that's 3 up, 3 down for El Dorado in the fourth. The momentum has certainly switched. The Broncos lead, though. It's El Dorado 9, Hayes 6. We head to the 5th on YouTube. Top of the fifth inning here from McDonald Stadium. And Jacob Boston with a couple of groundouts to third tonight. He lifts this one high into center field. Kyle Barfield going back, shy of the track now, maybe on the track, reaches up and made the catch. Kyle Barfield with the catch up against the wall for the first out of the fifth inning. A deep fly out for Jacob Boston. That'll bring up Colin Simpson. Simpson 0 for 2 with an RBI tonight. Popped out to second, grounded out to second. Love the emails, folks. Never get bored of them. And the photos. Like to see how you're watching. Sometimes on your iPhone, sometimes on outside TVs. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled back, 0-2. Nancy Randall. Aunt Nancy, watching from the Irons Flea Roast and Ox Market Festival in Irons, Michigan this weekend. Aunt Nancy, Uncle Bob, Aunt Sally watching from wherever they can. They've got their iPhone there broadcasting. Hopefully the audio's coming in. Way to go, Josh Riggs, they say. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thank you for the email, Nancy. And again, Jarrett Coyne, the umpire, making sure he's okay. And Taylor Woods ready to deal with Colin Simpson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lefty on lefty. Curveball stayed upstairs. 2-2. Alex Weiss waits on deck. 9-6 Broncos here in the fifth. And Simpson lifts one out into right field, going back, and Simpson will leave the yard. Boy, what an easy swing that was by Simpson. He just exploded there, and Hayes continues to chip into this deficit. Uncle Mo certainly on the Larks side right now. Second home run in as many days for Colin Simpson. Here's Alex Weiss. He homered last night, homered in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. A 2-run shot by Weiss his last time. And that was off a shanker. 9-7 El Dorado. And Wood starts him off with strike 1. Taylor winds and deals. Upstairs, ball 1. Woods angles a little bit towards first. Not a lot of movement with the lower half. Takes one brief step and then kind of goes from the side. And this one's fouled out of play, 1-2. You could say not a lot of bells and whistles with the windup for Taylor Woods. Alex Weiss, the first baseman. He's liked the hitting conditions here in El Dorado. He hits one out into center field. Kyle Barfield has it in his sights and makes the catch. So 2 outs, and here comes Clayton Harp. Clayton Harp, a couple of pop-outs, one out to second base and the other out to right field. It was Aaron Mack who made a nice sliding catch on the last out by Clayton Harp. And Wood starts him off with a curveball strike. The 0-1 pitch. This one's laced sharply into right field. A base hit. Aaron Mack will throw it in. So a single by Harp will bring up Trevor Boone. Trevor Boone, he was the one that last inning hit it off the end of his bat into foul territory, spun into fair territory, and then slid and avoided the tag. A foot first slide into first to avoid the tag attempt by Tanner White. Woods' fastball misses, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Trevor Boone, 1 for 2 tonight. And he lifts this one into foul territory. White will give it a look near the Hayes dugout, and he makes the catch. And that will retire the side. But 1 run on 2 hits, no errors and 1 left. We're halfway through. And it's 9-7 El Dorado. Back in a moment on YouTube. Time for the bottom of the 5th inning. And Tyler Bailey, first batter for El Dorado, and a new Hayes pitcher. And Bailey hits one down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Bailey with a big turn at first, on his way to second base, and he will be in with a sliding double. Tyler Bailey gives the Broncos a good start. El Dorado trying to steal back some momentum here as after leading 9-0, 7 runs in a row have been scored by the Larks. That'll bring up Tanner White. White 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Brad Sugg, the new pitcher for the Larks. So after 1 2/3 by the starter Norton, Schneider was able to really calm the waters for the Larks. Good effort by him, and now he gives it up to Sugg out of Burleson, Texas. White squared. It's called ball 1. One ball, no strikes to White. He squares again, and this one's coming right at him. Look out, ball 2. 7th game for Sugg. He's got 1 start. He's pitched 7 innings, given up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He has no record. An ERA around 3.8. 2 balls and no strikes to Tanner White. And White doesn't square, and he lifts this one high, shallow center field. And coming in is Boone, and he makes the catch. Well, I could hear Boone all the way up here saying, "I got it," and that made the infielders scatter, and Boone makes the catch. So White was looking to bunt on the first 2 pitches, swinging away on 2-0, and he flies out. So Ben Olson steps in. He's 1 for 2. Both of his at-bats came in the second inning. Singled, scored, and struck out. 1 for 2. All of that in that 6-run second inning for El Dorado. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. Mason Goad waits on deck. A leadoff double by Tyler Bailey. Bailey is 3 for 3 with a single, double, and homer. And the 1-0 pitch. This one's hit down the right field line. Fair ball! Ben Olsen goes for extra bases. Bailey will score. Olsen will hold up at second with an RBI double. So the Broncos finally score after Hayes tacked on 7 in the last 3 innings.
Second baseman, number 7, Mason Goad.
So it's 10-7 El Dorado. And here comes Mason Goad. Mason Goad 0 for 1, walked in the second inning, struck out in the third. And Goad nubs this one foul. Right off the bat, I thought it might be one of those that might spin back fair, but it easily rolled over to the Hayes dugout. It's we've seen it. We've seen it happen. No balls and 1 strike to the right-handed swinging Mason Goad. And Goad lifts this one high, and the catcher Simpson looking to make a play up against the fence, and does. Those are never easy. Nice job by Simpson, and that's the second out. And that'll bring up Jarrett Coyne.
Now back to the Broncos catcher.
2-away for El Dorado here in the 5th. Jarrett Coyne is 4th at bat of the night. And he'll look at strike 1. Coyne grounded out to second, singled and scored in the second inning, and popped out to third in the third. What can he do here in the 5th? Runner at second is Ben Olsen, and Coyne swings and misses on that inside pitch. It's 0-2. The Broncos will welcome the Liberal BJs to town tomorrow night. First of a 3-game series. We'll have all 3 of them here for you on YouTube. The 0-2 pitch to Coyne. Outside, 1-2. Hello to Stella and Harrison Estes from Irons, Michigan, cheering on their favorite El Dorado Bronco. That's Josh Riggs. He stands in the on-deck circle. 1-2. Coyne, a swing and a miss, and that will end the inning. A pair of doubles for the Broncos in the 5th. They score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. We'll head to the 6th inning. El Dorado 10, Hayes 7. So top of the sixth inning here from El Dorado. 10-8-0 for the Broncos, 7-6-1 for the Larks. And Nick Jones leads off, and he fouled off the first offering from Taylor Woods. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball in there for strike two. Jones, Remy, and Ochoa, the scheduled three for the Larks here in the sixth inning. And the 0-2. This one's hit right back to Woods, who makes the catch. That was one of those, I think Taylor thought at first it was coming a little quicker than it did. And it went right into the glove.
Now batting for Hayes, number 5, Max Remy.
So Max Remy will step in. Played shortstop last night. He's at second base tonight, and Remy is 1 for 2, and he looks at strike one. Taylor Woods came into this game in the fourth inning. Gave up 1 run in the fourth, 1 more in the fifth. He's got the first batter out, and now 0-2 on Remy here in the sixth. The 0-2. This one's hit out towards Mason Goad. Goad gloves it. Quick throw to first, and they retire Remy. Mason Goad continues to play a solid second base for El Dorado. Mason Goad's glove work, you can ill afford to not have him out there. He has just been a vacuum out there. Here's Trey Ochoa. Has walked 3 times tonight. Walked and scored in the third, and he'll look at strike one. No balls, 1 strike. And this one fouled into the netting, 0-2. Good for Taylor Woods here. He got Nick Jones to line out, Remy a ground out, now 0-2 on Ochoa. The Larks have only been retired in order once tonight. That was the second inning. 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes to Max Remy. To Trey Ochoa. And the pitch, this one's hit out into right field. Going back is Mack, and he's got a beat on it, makes the catch. And that will retire the side, and Taylor Woods with a 1-2-3 6th inning. Broncos needed that. So it's 10-7 El Dorado. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Josh Riggs will lead things off for El Dorado here in the 6th inning. He hit for Austin Meyer in the third, struck out. So he's 0 for 1 tonight. Looking at the standings in the Jayhawk League, Liberal is 12-3. They've won the first 2 games of their 3-game series at Oklahoma City. Liberal 12-3. Hayes is 10-3. Riggs squares around, bunts down the third base side. Riggs is going to beat it. It's a bunt single for the 6'6" Josh Riggs. Boy, did that catch everybody by surprise. And a really well done, well-placed bunt by Josh Riggs.
Now batting for the Broncos, right
Who knew? Here's Aaron Mack. He's 0 for 2, and as is the norm for Aaron, he's been hit by a pitch. And this pitch, nice chop back there by Simpson. 1 ball and no strikes. So Liberal in first, Hayes at 10-3, Derby is 10-5, 2 games back. Dodge City 8-6, 3.5 back. Riggs, good lead off of first. Here's the pitch. Mack had a notion, didn't pull the trigger, and it was ball 2. Great Bend and El Dorado are both 6-10. Currently, the Broncos 6.5 out of first. Hayesville is 5-11, and Oklahoma City is in last at 3-12. 3 balls and no strikes to Aaron Mack. And the pitch. That one is in there for strike 1. Three balls and a strike, and Mack way out in front of that one. Look out. That one knocked a car, I think. Boy, there's youth baseball players leaving, and that ball went dangerously close to some of the youngsters out there. No way for them to know that ball was coming. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Riggs with a terrific lead off of first. And he's going. And Mack hits one out into right field. That's going to drop. Riggs stopped at second, on his way to third, and safe. Josh Riggs held up. Wasn't sure if that was down or not, and then kind of got a late start to third, and he's able to beat the throw from the right fielder, Raspberry. So the first 2 aboard for the Broncos here in the 6th inning. And Kyle Barfield will step up. The catcher, Simpson, they're both looking out towards the bullpen. Simpson, a slow walk back home.
Now that is the Broncos center fielder, number 3, Kyle Barfield.
So Barfield up there against Brad Sugg. Sugg's given up 4 hits in 1 inning plus of work, 2 doubles in the 5th inning, plated a run. And now runners at first and third. A bunt single and a outfield single. And Barfield looks at ball 1. And now they walk out to the mound. And it looks like, well, yep, they're going to make the change. So they let Sugg throw a pitch. It's a ball, and now they'll make the change. So the Broncos leading 10-7, runners at first and third, nobody out. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball. Ryan Katulik comes out. He'll inherit a 1-ball and no strike count to Kyle Barfield, who hits a soft liner out to second. They let it hit on the ground, and that'll be a 4-6-3 double play. And Riggs was unable to advance. Great awareness there by the second baseman, Remy. He might have been able to make a catch. He let it bounce in front of him, and that was an easy double play. So 2 away now for El Dorado, and Chad Crosby steps up. Josh Riggs remains over at third base. Crosby tonight, officially 0 for 3. And the first pitch is out of the zone, ball 1. So let me change that. Let's see, 2 away and 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch to Crosby, low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Crosby lined to center field in the first inning, a ball that glanced off the glove of the center fielder, Trevor Boone. To the score. Here's the 2-0, low, ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes to Crosby. Tyler Bailey, who's 3 for 3 tonight, waits on deck. 10-7 in favor of El Dorado. And the pitch, that is a bit low, so a 4-pitch walk to Crosby. And here comes Tyler Bailey. Bailey, a triple away from the cycle. He has a grand slam and a double. Pretty good night for Bailey. Runners at first and third, 2 away. Ryan Katulik from Shallow Water, Texas, goes to Abilene Christian. And this first pitch, boy, nice catch by Simpson. That was not an easy stab by the catcher. And now we'll get another mound visit. Mitch McIntyre, Avery Reed Miller wandering the crowd tonight for the 50-50. The arms are good. Avery, you should be fresh. Yeah? Mitch, 5 innings, 10 strikeouts last night. The breaking ball was a thing of beauty last night. It was good. Yeah. Broncos ended up, the changeup was good too. It was all working until that 5th inning. Were you feeling it? Yeah.
Especially since surgery and everything.
What was your pitch count at?
87.
87.
But I mean, after 30 pitches, that 5th inning.
So 1 ball and no strikes here to Bailey. Runners at the corners, and Bailey looks inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Bailey singled in the first inning, singled in a run. Grand slam in the second, so he's 3 for 3, 5 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. 2 balls and no strikes here to Bailey. And the pitch out of that one, I think, was a strike. Yes, it was. Crosby had danced off a little far off of first. Yeah, I got my fantasy squad up there.
That's a good pick.
Thank you.
Good for you.
He's doing me justice.
We'll see.
All right. Mitch McIntyre, Avery Reed Miller. We'll head back to the dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Bailey. And the pitch. This one's hit towards short. Ochoa will glove it. Underhand flip over to second base. Crosby hustling, but he is retired. So they get Bailey for the first time. And boy, that was a dangerous-looking inning for the Larks, and they come out of it unscathed. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We'll head to the 7th, 10-7 Broncos. We open the 7th inning with Raspberry lifting one out into left field, and that is caught out there by Ben Olson. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Woods here in the 7th inning. Taylor Woods getting a little stretched out tonight for the Broncos. Jacob Boston steps in, 1 away for the Larks in the 7th inning. 10-7 El Dorado. And Woods in the zone for strike 1. No balls and a strike to Jacob Boston. He's 0 for 3 tonight. His last time out, a deep fly to center field. Looks at the curveball, 0-2. Second time Boston has faced Taylor Woods here tonight. And that one high, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The dangerous Colin Simpson waits on deck. And we know the Larks have some pretty good pop on the bench. Spencer Packard did not start tonight. He has not played. Jonathan Soberanis still over there on the bench. At 9-0, man, you thought maybe you might be safe not to see those guys tonight, but now it's 10-7. Swing and a miss for Boston, strike 3. And the first, check that, the second strikeout of the night for Taylor Woods. Woods in his 4th inning of work. He came in the 4th inning. Gave up single runs in the 4th and the 5th. He retired the Larks in order in the 6th, and he has the first 2 Larks down here in the 7th. 1 ball and no strikes to Colin Simpson. Simpson's home run his last time at bat just looked like just a nice, easy swing, and that thing exploded out of McDonald Stadium. This one goes the other way, and it'll one hop out to Olson, and it's a base hit for Simpson. The Larks have some really nice hitters. And here's another one of those nice hitters, Alex Weiss. He's 1 for 3 tonight with a 2-run home run. 10-7 Broncos, top of the 7th inning. And the Broncos have some activity in their bullpen now. Toby Reuter was ejected from this game back in around the 5th inning, I believe. 4th or 5th inning. 1 ball and no strikes, and this one's fouled off, strike 1. For the Broncos in their batting order, Jarrett Coyne now out of the game, and so Hunter Larson, the right fielder, will take that spot. The right fielder, Aaron Mack, moving to the catcher's position. The umpire giving Aaron Mack a little time to recover. That one might have gotten a piece of him. Odd for the umpire to go all the way out to the mound. One ball and 1 strike to Alex Weiss. And the off speed just missed. 2 balls and a strike. Simpson. So lead off a first. And Woods' curveball drops in there. He buckled the knees of Weiss, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alex Weiss. 1 for 3 on the night. And here's the 2-2. This one's lifted high and foul. Olson giving it a look. He's near the fence, and he makes the catch. And the Larks are retired in the 7th inning. No runs on a hit. No errors and nobody left. It's time to stretch in El Dorado. Broncos 10, Larks 7. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Tanner White will lead things off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tanner White 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. And he'll deal with Katulik, who came into the game last inning. And the first pitch to White misses, ball 1. 5th game for Katulik, 6 1/3 innings of work, 8 hits, giving up 3 earned runs, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 4.2 ERA, 4.25. So 1 ball and no strikes to Tanner White, and 2-0. Talked about it last night. The El Dorado Broncos are their terrific photographer, Casey Wolf. She's putting together a calendar fundraiser, and the calendar will run from August 2017 to December 2018. It's an 8.5 by 11-inch wall calendar. Here's the 2-0 pitch to White. High and tight, 3-0. The calendars will be $15 a piece, or $20 if you need it shipped to you, and all profits of the calendars will go directly to the El Dorado Broncos. 3 balls and no strikes. That one's in there for strike 1. Casey's also giving you an opportunity for some terrific keepsakes. First-class photography, and she's making trading cards and buttons. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one's low and a leadoff walk for El Dorado. That'll bring up Ben Olson. Ben Olson tonight. Not a bad night. 2 for 3. Singled and scored in the 2nd inning and had an RBI double in the 5th inning. 10-7 Broncos. And the pitch to Olson, swing and a miss, behind on that fastball. So if you'd like a trading card or a button, they're just $5. And if you'd like to purchase a button and have it by family weekend, Casey needs to know by Thursday, July 6th. 3 different ways to contact Casey. I'll tell you those in a moment. No balls and 1 strike. And this one high. 1 ball and 1 strike. If you are a Facebook user, just go do a search for 321 Action Photography. You can email Casey at 321 Action Photography. That's all one word. The number is 321, and then the words Action Photography at gmail.com. Ben Olson looks at strike 2. Or if you have a pen and paper around, the number to call is 316-305-8259. Casey said she heard from many of you last night, so if you still have plenty of time to get your orders in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ben Olson, and this one's fouled back. I showed you last night. Here, I'm going to do it again. Here's what the trading cards look like, front and back. Good action shot on the front. Details on the back. And then the buttons are really sharp as well. And they're only $5. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Olson. Left-handed swinger. And this one just missed, 2-2. Mason Goad waiting on deck for the Broncos. Quick throw over to first, and that one gets away from the first baseman. It looked like they might have had White picked off. He got a little... I don't think he was expecting that quick throw, but it hit into the turf, so that'll be an error. Katulik will get that error. So the second error of the night for the Larks. For the most part, this 3-game series has been played rather cleanly defensively by both teams. Hayes won here Tuesday night 5-0, and then a come-from-behind 7-4 win last night. The Broncos sprinted out to a 9-0 lead after 2 innings here tonight, but the Larks scored 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. They've been stymied since. The Broncos tacked 1 more on, 10-7 El Dorado. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ben Olsen. This one spiked in front of the plate. Nice stop back there by Simpson. It's full, 3-2. El Dorado, 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Hayes has 7 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. One of those errors was a big one out in center field back in the first inning. Dare I say way back in the first inning. That seems like it was several days ago. Full count to Ben Olsen. And this one misses, so back-to-back walks to lead off the 7th for El Dorado. Hayes has action in their bullpen, and here comes a mound visit. And they're going to go to the bullpen again. Lopez gave the Larks 7 strong here on Tuesday night. Last night, Matt Fish, I should say, only went 3. The Larks used 4 pitchers last night, and now they're about to use their 5th pitcher here tonight. We'll tell you about him in a moment. 10-7 Broncos here on YouTube. So the new pitcher for the Larks is Chad Smith. We saw Chad here Tuesday night, pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, and induced 3 groundouts. He inherits a little more of a precarious situation here tonight, with runners at first and second and nobody out. For Ryan Katulik, he goes 2/3 of an inning. He walked 3, and the runners on base are his responsibility. Mason Goad will be the first batter for Chad Smith. Chad Smith from Albuquerque, New Mexico, goes to the University of New Mexico, and a bunting situation, and Smith rifles in a strike. Runners at first and second for El Dorado. Goad was really late in showing that bunt there, and Smith was on him in a hurry. No balls and 1 strike to Mason Goad. And Goad squares around a little sooner this time. That pitch nearly got away. This time Goad showed a little bit earlier. The first baseman, Weiss, was charging in. Goad's plan here is to bunt it towards third base. Always one of those, you got to have some courage. You got a sidewinder coming in who's got good gas. Trying to lay down, you got to square around, open up, and lay down a bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Goad pulls it back. That one low, 2-1. Tanner White walked, reached to second on an error, and then Ben Olsen walked. Runners at first and second. 10-7 Broncos. Goad squares. The pitch is low. Probably nothing more frustrating for a manager. You have a batter who's willing to give himself up, but the pitcher not able to throw strikes, and now 3 balls and 1 strike here to Mason Goad. Hunter Larson waits on deck for the Broncos. The 3-1 is missing. Ball 4. 3 straight walks. 2 by Katulik and now 1 by Smith. The bases are loaded with nobody out.
Now batting for the Broncos, number 16, right fielder, Hunter Larson.
So Hunter Larson came into the game when Aaron Mack replaced Jarrett Coyne at catcher. Jarrett was battling a little injury bug tonight with a quad, it looked like. Still battled through another inning or 2. So Larson's first at bat of the night. That one misses. Ball 1, and Smith with a long look in. Well, neither side has been thrilled with the men in black tonight. One ball, no strikes to Hunter Larson. Larson from Emmett, Idaho, goes to Treasure Valley College. Here's the pitch, and Larson fouls this one off. Larson, just 10 at-bats on the season. He's 3 for 10, so obviously batting .300. 3 singles. Has not scored or driven in a run. He's got an excellent opportunity here. Bases loaded, nobody out. And the pitch. That one stayed inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. I can hear the Larks teammates trying to encourage Chad Smith out there as he takes a long walk around the mound. Now he's back up there. 2 balls, 1 strike to Larson. And Larson sounded like a broken bat. That one's going to land into the outfield. A base hit. 1 run is scoring, and 2 runs will score. Throw to third, not in time. A broken back, just kind of a humpback single for Hunter Larson. He drives in 2. And the Larks were a little slow on where to go with that one. It looked like they had a good chance at getting Mason Goad trying to go first to third. The throw was a little slow to get there, and then nearly got Goad. So 2 of the walks that Katulik issued, those come in to score. You can close the book on Ryan. Here's Josh Riggs, 12-7 Broncos, and Riggs hits one into right center field. That will find the wall. Goad scores. Here comes Larson. Larson will score. Riggs on his way to third. A triple for Josh Riggs. Ball got away. Smith will run it down. Josh Riggs with a 2 RBI triple. And the Broncos get their lead back up to 7. Still nobody out here for the Broncos. Have to check Josh's chin. He kind of face planted in the turf on that slide to third.
Now batting for the Broncos catcher, number 26,
So here's Aaron Mack. 4 have scored for El Dorado. All 3 of the walks have scored, and then Larson, who singled, scored. Aaron Mack looks at ball 1. Well, Hayes was asking for trouble. You go walk, walk, walk. That's a tough one to get out of. 14-7 El Dorado. And the pitch, nowhere close, 2-0. Josh Riggs now 2 for 3 tonight. Single and a triple. Hunter Larson's hit really was a backbreaker because that just landed off the infield in the outfield grass. 2-0 pitch. Mack looks at the fastball, strike one. So after Hayes scored 7 in a row to make it a 9-7 game, El Dorado has promptly scored the next 5. 1 run in the 5th inning and 4 already here in the 7th. 2 balls, 1 strike to Aaron Mack. And that one well outside, ball 3. Aaron Mack tonight, a strikeout in the 1st inning, hit by a pitch in the 2nd, grounded out to short in the 4th, and a single in the 6th inning. Mack was then retired on that 4-6-3 double play that Barfield hit into. 3 balls, 1 strike. And that one low, ball 4. So Chad Smith finding some struggles. He's faced 4 batters. He's walked 2, given up a single and a triple. And here's Kyle Barfield. And another trip out to the mound. Chad Smith's night might be over. Looked like a player came out of the dugout. So it's not from the bullpen. Whoever was ready to go was already in the dugout for Hayes. So a pitching change for Hayes. El Dorado up by 7 here in the 7th. Back with more on YouTube. So Jace Seltzer, who played first base the last couple nights, comes out to pitch for the Hayes Larks from San Antonio, Texas. Colorado Mines University is where Jace goes. And Barfield looks at ball 1. Not a good read by Mack off there, so he stays put at first base. 6th pitcher of the night for the Larks. They return home after tonight. They'll take on Derby over the weekend in Hayes. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kyle Barfield. And Barfield lifts this one out into shallow left field, coming in and making the catch. And a quick throw home, and no way to advance for Josh Riggs. So Barfield flies out to left for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Broncos, designated hitter, number 31, Chad Crosby.
So Chad Crosby will step in. First and third for the Broncos. And Seltzer delivers, and that pitch a little bit high, ball one. Lefty on lefty here. Pitch drifted a little bit outside, 2-0. Julie Riggs wondering if we can hear them cheering up in Irons, Michigan. I believe I did hear that. 2 balls and no strikes. That one nowhere close, 3-0. Tyler Bailey waits on deck. Boy, he might have an opportunity for another grand slam here. 3-0. That one's off the plate. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So Tyler has 1 grand slam tonight. He's driven in 5. He's a triple away from the cycle. 3 for 4 on the night. Single, double, homer. 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and he comes up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Against Jace Seltzer. Thank you for the email, Julie. Appreciate all the emails. CadenBroadcasting@gmail.com if you'd like to join in on the fun. 14-7 Broncos. And a hot hitter in Tyler Bailey. And the first pitch, and Bailey anxious but held up, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And that one low, ball 2, 2-0. Bailey is the 9th Bronco to hit. The Broncos batted around in the 6-run second inning. And if they can avoid a double play, they'll bat around again here in the 7th. And Bailey hits it hard, but right out to Ochoa, over to second for 1 to first, double play. He hit it hard, but right at Ochoa, who is sure-handed out there. And a big double play for the Larks. El Dorado scores 4 times on 2 hits. 1 error, 3 left. We'll head to the 8th inning. El Dorado 14, Hayes 7. So the El Dorado Broncos tack 4 on in the 7th inning. We'll head to the 8th inning, 14-7. And really good work by Taylor Woods tonight. He goes 4 innings for the Broncos, gave up just 2 runs. Had a couple of strikeouts. And he is the pitcher of record right now for El Dorado. Garrett Hudson will try to clean up the last 2 innings. Clayton Harp looks at strike 1. You might remember back in about the 5th inning, the Broncos got out of an inning and Colton Schenker gathered the troops up, and not sure what was said, but got everyone together on the field, got everyone refocused. There was a lot of craziness going on in this game and some calls that didn't go El Dorado's way. Colton, I'm sure, told him to just refocus on baseball, quit worrying about everything else. And El Dorado since then has been able to shut down Hayes and get some insurance on their lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Clayton Harp. He's 1 for 3 on the night. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll bring up Trevor Boone. Boone 1 for 3. So after tonight, these teams will go their separate ways, and they will see each other again for the final 3 games of the regular season, July 18th, 19th, and 20th at Hayes. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Boone nubs one towards second. Goad comes up, guts it on a hop, underhands it to first, and Boone is retired. So 2 away, and here comes Nick Jones. Garrett Hudson from El Dorado goes to Abilene Christian University. He's 6'1", 215. Hudson, this is just his 2nd game of the season. He's pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 run. Nick Jones walked and scored in the 3rd inning, flew out to center and hit one right back at Taylor Woods, and Taylor made the catch. Hudson starts him off with strike 1. Pitching coach Joe Kennedy has to like seeing Garrett Hudson pounding the zone here with a 7-run lead in the 8th inning. The 0-1 pitch, curveball. That one's in there for strike 2. El Dorado led for 7 of the 9 innings last night, and they've led all the way here tonight. Yet they are 0-2 in this series. Swing and a miss, and a terrific inning by Garrett Hudson. 3 up, 3 down with 2 strikeouts. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 14-7 Broncos here on YouTube. So the Hayes Larks with some struggles on the mound tonight, so they've gone to some position players just to try to wrap this one up, save some arms for a very important weekend series with the Derby Twins. I'll be curious to see how Alex Lopez, I was so impressed with him here Tuesday night. I would guess he'd get a start maybe Saturday or Sunday against the Twins. So Jacob Boston will get an inning of work here for the Larks, and he'll deal with the 7, 8, 9 portion of the El Dorado order. And the first pitch by White fouled the other way. No balls, 1 strike to Tanner White here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And White reaches and fouls this one out of play, 0-2. Last night in Jayhawk play, Liberal won 8-2 against Oklahoma City. This one in the turf, 1-2. Of course, Hayes winning here 7-4. Dodge City knocked off Hayesville last night 6-2. Great Bend beat Derby 11-8. That was last night. Liberal has won tonight. Liberal has now won 10 in a row. They come in on a 10-game winning streak tomorrow night. They win 2-1 tonight over Oklahoma City. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and they say White did swing. The first place BJ's here in town tomorrow night. One away, and here's Ben Olson. Ben Olson, 2 for 3, scored twice tonight, and he has an RBI double. Good heat there by Boston. Really popped the glove of Colin Simpson. So a team on a 10-game winning streak in town here tomorrow night. Invite fans to come on out and cheer on the Broncos. Big weekend series with the Liberal BJs. 2-0 pitch, just missed, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, and that one nowhere close, and a 1-out walk to Ben Olson. Walks really hurt Hayes in the 8th inning. They issued 5 walks, and El Dorado cashed in on 4 runs. The Broncos have been retired in order twice tonight, in the 3rd and the 4th inning. Here's Mason Goad. And a fastball in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Mason Goad. Goad 0 for 2 with 2 walks, 1 run scored. And Goad got hit on the thigh or the hip, so he'll walk down to first. The runners at first and second for El Dorado. If nothing else this year, the Broncos have been hit by pitch a ton. Hunter Larson will step up, and Larson got his first RBIs of the season when he hit that little flare out into right field, shallow right field. Sounded like he'd broken his bat on the play, and he drove in 2. Eventually scored on Josh Riggs' triple. And Boston misses on his first offering. 1 ball, no strikes to Larson. Josh Riggs waits on deck for El Dorado. Fastball in there, strike 1. El Dorado will hope for this momentum to carry over tomorrow night. A 3-run inning, a 6-run inning, and a 4-run inning here tonight for El Dorado. errors and several walks have helped the Broncos' cause tonight. Larson looks at strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. And Larson nubs this one foul. One ball, 2 strikes to Hunter Larson. Goes to Treasure Valley College, home of the Chuckers. And the pitch from Boston, and fouling it out of play is Larson. The weekend here in El Dorado, going to be cooler temperatures. It was 93 here today. It's going to be 80 tomorrow, 81 Saturday, and 79 degrees on Sunday. Chance for some morning rain here tomorrow morning, but the rest of the weekend looks just fine. Here's the 2-2. Larson fouls it off. Good battle here between Boston and Larson. After the weekend series, Broncos off Monday, as all the teams are, and then a 4-game series with Derby. They'll play at Derby Tuesday, a doubleheader here against the Twins Wednesday night, 2 7-inning games, and then at Derby on June 29th. And then next weekend, El Dorado will travel to Liberal. Larson fouls it out of play. So the Broncos will see the very hot Liberal BJs 6 out of the next 10 games. Two balls, 2 strikes. This one inside, ball 3. Full count. As far as long road trips, Liberal is a good lengthy trip, and then the end of the season at Hayes. Broncos have already gone to Great Bend, Dodge City, and Oklahoma City. Here's the full count. Larson in front of that pitch fouls it into the Bronco bullpen. So a lengthy at bat here for Hunter Larson. He's getting his swings up there, that's for sure. Three balls, 2 strikes. Ben Olsen down at second base. He walked. Mason Goad was hit by a pitch. He's at first. And the 3-2. And Larson lifts this one out into right field. Raspberry will make the catch. No tag from El Dorado. And there's 2 away. So a lengthy at bat, finally won by Jacob Boston. And here comes Josh Riggs. Riggs came in, struck out in the 3rd inning, singled in the 6th inning, and had a 2 RBI triple in the 7th inning. He hit a line drive out into right center field. Josh with a bunt single and a triple tonight. He looks at ball 1. I'm sure I can hear Julie Riggs cheering on the rest of the Riggs clan. See what Josh can do here. 14-7 Broncos, bottom of the 8th inning. And the pitch inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And nowhere close on the 2-0. It's 3-0 to Riggs. Will he get the green light here on 3-0? 7-run lead, I wouldn't be surprised. 2 away for the Broncos here in the 8th. And the 3-0 to Riggs. And he's taking all the way. Strike 1. Josh Riggs from Irons, Michigan. 6'6", 210. Goes to Alma College, home of the Scots. And the 3-1. Riggs again out to right center field. That will drop. Riggs on his way to second. He'll pull up at first. And coming around, Goad looking to score, and he will. 2 more RBIs for Josh Riggs. And the Broncos reclaim that 9-run lead they had after 2 innings, 16-7.
Now batting for the Broncos, catcher, number 26.
So Josh Riggs, since he entered the game, all he's done is go 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Fastball missing to Aaron Mack. Aaron Mack started the game in right field. Is now the catcher. He walked his last time up. He is 1 for 3. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. And nearly got hit again. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Mack, and a swing and a miss, strike 1. Hey, would you like an autographed guitar signed by Hank Williams Jr. and Leonard Skinner? The El Dorado Broncos have tickets available for such an opportunity. $1 for a ticket, 6 for 5. They're available at all Bronco games. That guitar will be given away on July 29th, and you need not be present to win. 3 balls, 1 strike to Aaron Mack. And that one's right down the middle for the second strike. Full count coming up to Aaron Mack. Josh Riggs will get a running start here, 16-7 El Dorado. And the pitch is outside, ball 4. So here comes Kyle Barfield. Barfield tonight, 1 for 4. Walked and scored in the first, singled in a run in the second. Has been retired his last 3 times. Barfield looks at strike 1. Hayes will finish this game and make the long road trip back to Hayes, Kansas. No balls and a strike, and Barfield fouls it off, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Don't forget on July 8th here at the stadium, Thank a Veteran Night. Really a wonderful event that goes on every year here at El Dorado. All the veterans will come out on the field from Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Barfield grounds it to third, and taking it himself is the third baseman Jones, and that will retire El Dorado in the 8th. They scored 2 times on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. We'll head to the 9th inning, 16-7 El Dorado. So after a really nice inning by Garrett Hudson in the 8th inning, the Broncos will give John Steiger an inning here in the 9th. 16-7 Broncos. Top of the 9th inning. Max Remy will lead it off for the Larks. And Steiger's first pitch in there for strike one. Bronco relievers have done a good job of finding the strike zone. Steiger from Leon, Kansas, not far at all from here. Curveball, a beauty in there for strike two. Steiger goes to Cloud County Community College. Leon is the state baseball champs. 1A. Steiger delivery is hit, and that one gets past Bailey. So a single for Remy to lead off the 9th inning. John Steiger, his 5th game of the season, his 2nd relief appearance, but he's had some issues. 10 2/3 innings pitched, 23 hits given up, 18 runs, 10 of those earned, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts. So John trying to maybe get an inning here to figure things out. No balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Trey Ochoa. He's 0 for 1 with 3 walks. This one thrown behind Ochoa. Down to second base is Remy. Feels like it's gotten really a little muggier here. Steiger was kind of gripping at his hand after he threw that one behind Ochoa. And this one gets past Mack. So a wild pitch and then a pass ball, and Remy on his way to third base. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, I know the Larks still would like to win this game, but I'd imagine they'd like to get this one over so they can get on the road. Last 2 nights we were done by 9:15. Almost 10 o'clock now here in the top of the 9th inning. Leadoff single by Remy. He's over to third, and now here's one up the middle. Bailey gloves it. Quick throw over to first and retires him. What a play by Bailey. Remy will score. Outstanding play by Tyler Bailey out at short. So 16-8 our score, and Clayton Raspberry in there looks at ball 1. And now ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Raspberry. He is 1 for 4 tonight, a couple of strikeouts. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Great picture from Bob Randall. Those are the pictures I love. I'll explain it here in a moment. There's a strike, 2 balls and a strike. So the Riggs family tells me they're all watching the games, but then when you see it, there's 5 of them right on the sofa. Looks like they got the iPad out. This lets me put some names, some faces to the names. Here comes former DH, now pitcher, Jacob Boston. Watching with Josh Riggs' mama and daddy, Julie and Grant Riggs, brother Jake, and Aunt Sally. Uncle Bob, Aunt Nancy. Is that a phone or an iPad, though? That's a big phone if that's a phone. It's a great picture. 1 ball and 1 strike here. I'm watching my phone here as the action goes on in front of me. Awesome photo. Thank you so much. Love to see that. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, and I can even blow that up. All right. I see the Big River shirts. And I'm pretty sure that's not even a staged photo. Love the support. The support that you give to Josh watch and listening to our broadcast. 3-2 after a swing and a miss by Jacob Boston. First place Liberal, winners of 10 in a row here for the weekend. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Broncos on the rail, 16-8. Steiger's pitch. This is lifted foul out of play. Those are my favorite emails right there. Three balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch from Steiger, and again fouled out of play. Full count again, and the pitch to Boston. Oh, he put some good wood on this one out into left field. At first, I thought it was going to split the outfielders. That died. It sounded good off the bat, so a clean single by Boston. So runners at first and second with 1 out. So Colin Simpson up there, he certainly has a live bat. He looks at strike 1. No balls and a strike. And Steiger in there. Ooh. Guess it was up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. That one's in the turf. Nice stop by Aaron Mack. 2 balls and a strike. One in for the Larks here in the 9th inning. 16-8 El Dorado. Colin Simpson looks at strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Simpson's homer in the 5th inning made this a 9-7 game at the time. Steiger just missed on the outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tonight's home plate umpire might be on an hourly wage. And right up the middle, Simpson a base hit. Rounding third and coming in is Raspberry. The Broncos not worried about that runner. They want to keep the other 2 at first and second, and they do. So a sharp base hit, RBI single for Simpson. So Steiger's issues continue here on the season for El Dorado. Alex Weiss will step up. And it's 16-9. Alex Weiss 1 for 4 with a home run tonight. A 2-run homer back in the 3rd inning. And Steiger's pitch. That one's in there. Strike 1. 3 in the 1st for El Dorado. 6 in the 2nd. Hayes answered with 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th. It was 9-7. Here's a ball lifted out into center field. Kyle Barfield coming up. He'll make the catch for the 2nd out. So 2 away. And after it got to 9-7, that's when Colton Schenker gathered the Broncos in front of the dugout. I zoomed in on him. El Dorado came back with 1 in the 5th to make it 10-7. That seemed to just change the momentum a little bit, change the feel. And then the 4 in the 7th, 2 more in the 8th. Hayes has tacked on 2 here in the 9th. Here's Clayton Harp up the middle to Bailey. He gloves it. He will run to the base himself, and that will put an end to it. And the El Dorado Broncos salvage 1 of these 3 games with a really good team from Hayes, Kansas, the Hayes Larks. So 16-9 in favor of El Dorado. Let's zoom in on the guys as they are able to celebrate for the first time against the Larks. And the Broncos have to feel a little disappointed. They led for 16 of the 21 innings against the Larks. Is that right? 16 of the 27 innings but they're only able to get one of these games. But it is a win and much needed for Toby Reuter and his crew. Broncos win 16-9. Certainly the hitting hero tonight, so many for El Dorado, but Tyler Bailey had a grand slam here tonight in the second inning. Josh Riggs drove in 4 with a 2 RBI triple and a 2 RBI single. So Riggs was certainly very effective tonight. And let's send a shout out to Hunter Larson, who had a big knock for El Dorado as well in that 4-run 7th inning. Winning pitcher tonight is Taylor Woods. The losing pitcher is Jake Norton, and there was no save. Time of tonight's game, 3 hours and 3 minutes. El Dorado wins 16-9. So we wish the Larks good luck when they take on the Derby Twins this weekend. El Dorado will play first place Liberal in a 3-game series right here at McDonald Stadium starting tomorrow night, and we'll have all the action for you here on YouTube. Appreciate all the great emails. Look forward to a lot more this weekend, folks, so be sure you're sending me those. 16-9 Broncos win. Until tomorrow night, Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.